Hey guys, Steve Turbridge here. So I literally just got done finished watching episode 9 of Shadowhunters just literally a few minutes ago. Um, and I'm just here to give you my review of it, thoughts of it, just like my last episode review. So I'll be doing each of the reviews for the episodes each week. So that'll be that. But anyways, so last week I said that episode was definitely a step above the other episodes and probably the best episode yet in my opinion. This episode I felt like it was another good one, but in a different way from the eighth one. I'm sorry, I get them confused, but yeah, different one from the eighth one. I mean, like, it was good, um, but it wasn't, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, I felt like it was pretty decent. Maybe not quite as good as the episode 8, but still pretty good. I'd probably give it like I don't remember the score I gave. I don't remember the score I gave episode 8. I'd probably give this episode like maybe an 85%. I don't know if that's higher or lower. It would be lower, slightly lower, very slightly lower from last week's episode. And if that's high, if I'm just not remembering right, and that is higher than just lower or whatever, but I would give it like an 85% this week's episode. And I will do like I said, I'm not the best at summarizing the plot of each episode, but I will try my best. So we open up the episode. Obviously, vampire has be or sorry, rewind. Obviously, Simon has become a vampire, and he's not happy about that. He's kind of freaking out, and Clary ends up telling him, she's like, I had a choice. I could either put a stake through your heart, or I could bring you back. And Simon obviously is not happy with her about that because he did not want to be a vampire. So it kind of shows that Clary's choice was a bit selfish, even though she had good reasons for doing it. It was still kind of a bit selfish of her, but whatever. Um, so they meet up. Well, okay, we go back to the institute, and Alec ends up telling pretty much everyone, like Isabel, his father, that he's getting married to Lydia Branwell, and they need to get the cup, and so they end up. They know Clary. Well, they know Clary has the cup, like because she's and they. Well, I mean, and she's Valentine's daughter, obviously, so they suspect her, and they're going to arrest Meliorn, the fairy, downworlder. And oh my god, I can't even remember why they were arresting him. Excuse me, sorry. I think they thought he had some sort of information about the cup or something, but they were going to take him and they're going to take him to the downworld. And they're basically going to, and that's basically like, I mean, they're taking him to the Silent City. That's basically like murder. So, I mean, obviously, Jace, and Isabel don't agree with that, but Alec is trying to, he's trying to take control of his own life, so he is ordering that he and Lydia Branwell are teaming together, and him and uh, the Clave, I guess, is going to take Milliorn to the Silent City, and so yeah, that's what's going on with that. Basically, okay, again, I'm not the best at summarizing, but basically this episode, uh, Clary and Simon, and basically Clary, Simon, everyone on Clary's side. It was basically Clary's group, and then Alex and Lydia's group. But Clary, Jace, Simon, and Luke are going to form an alliance with the vampire clan. So Luke's clan, the werewolves, and the vampires were going to form an alliance, um, with Clary pretty much leading the group, basically, um, to uh, rescue Meliorn, and because rescue Meliorn from Alec and Lydia from the Shadowhunter group, and obviously they end up doing that. They do end up saving Meliorn. Basically, Isabel takes out one of the Shadowhunters with the whip, and then Simon and Raphael take out the other like capture the other shadow hunters. They don't like kill them or anything, but they like take them out. Um, and Alec ends up. I can't remember. All I know is that Alec and Jason end up fighting, and you know, because Alec got them like Clary, Jace, and Milliorn because Alec had Milliorn, and he found Clary, Jace, and Milliorn, and or fuck, oh my god, sorry about that. Alec had Milliorn, and he found Clary and Jace. So Jace attacked. Well, Alec attacked. Okay, Jace and Alec started fighting. I can't even. I'm terribly sorry. I oh my god, I'm really sorry about this, but Jace and Alec ended up fighting, so that provided a distraction for Claire to take Meliorn and escape with him. And basically, they're fighting, and then Alec ends up getting Jace down on the ground, and he has his knife to his throat, and Jace is just like, "Do it," you know. And because I'd rather be, dead than on opposing sides, because obviously they're pair up a tie. But then Alec doesn't do it. He gets up and he doesn't do it. And Jace is basically just says, will you join me? Will you fight with me? My parabatai, my brother. And Alec is just like, no. So that obviously, that puts a strain between the two, and Jace is obviously not happy about that. He's kind of upset, but so he just walks off. And then earlier in the episode, Simon does go to his mom's house. And his mom's obviously worried. She's like, where have you been, and all that. And Clary shows up, and she makes up a story about her getting uh what was the story again? She made up some story about I think it was like her account or something was crap. She made up some story to get him out of because he was you could tell he was close to telling his mom just the absolute truth. And Claire was just like, she was shaking her head. She's like, don't do it. But, something was about to. So I made up that story. It was a scam, I think. Her account got scammed or something. So she made up that story. And so she's just like, I need you. And Simon was just like, okay, I'll go. Sorry about that. And the mom was just like, take care of Simon. She told Claire to take care of Simon. And his mom was just like, we're gonna have a big discussion when you get back. And Simon just he's like, okay. He left. So obviously his mom knows that something is going on, and that Simon is still okay, but eventually I'm guessing that Simon's mom will find out that he is a vampire. And obviously we saw Simon is staying, or it looks like he's staying at least for a little while with Raphael and his clan, because towards the end of the episode, when they had completed their mission, Raphael was like, welcome home to Simon. So obviously, Simon probably will be staying there. He'll probably get back to his mom's at some point, but his mom will probably find out soon enough. And also, for a minute, they left on a cliffhanger. They acted like Simon was going to bite his mom, and I was like, please don't do that, because I didn't think they were going to have Simon bite his mom, because I just didn't think so. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised since they've changed so much. And not that I mind. I've already stated many times that I don't mind the changes. But if they had actually done that, if they had actually made it to where Simon actually bit his mom, it'd be like, come on, it would just be like another meaningless, just not needed change. But obviously they didn't do that, so that's good. And and then another part in the episode where Raphael kind of locks Clary and Simon up to keep the vampires from getting to her and him, and then so they could wait. And Simon was obviously very thirsty, and he was just like, I can smell your blood and everything, and I want to drink your blood, and because he's thirsty, and they just have they kind of have a big chat, and Simon was just like, I can never hate you, so they kind of made up about the whole thing, and that's basically when they got let out, and that's when they kind of met up with Luke's pack and then Raphael's pack, and there was obviously some tension. The vampires and the werewolves do not like each other, so there was a little bit of reluctance with this whole alliance, but they were going to do it for the greater good. And and Clary kind of said, you guys gotta, just fight. You gotta fight, together, because that's the only way we can get the job done. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of something else that I might be leaving out. Well, obviously, finding out Alec and Isabel, at least in the show, finding out that their parents were part of the circle, even though in the books, I think they already, did they already know? I can't really remember. It seemed like they already knew, but I can't remember exactly. If I'm getting something wrong, please let me know in the comments. But yeah. So Alec obviously found out that his parents were circle members, and Isabel and Jace know too now. But they were just like, that doesn't matter. We know what kind of people they are. So Jace and Isabel and Clary kind of like on one side, Alec is on another. So Jace and Alec are like on opposing sides. So obviously, Milliorn got saved. Jace and Alec and their group didn't get what they wanted to do done. They didn't accomplish their mission. And Clary has the cup because early on in the episode they had Magnus draw like this thing to where he could see into the window, and he did like a spell where the key to the hidden cabinet in the institute or whatever it is, like he did a spell where the key disappeared. It appeared in front of Jace because Jace was at the cabinet, and then Jace took the key and traced the rune. The cabinet opened, and he took the cup out, and then traced the rune, went back in, and then Magnus made the key reappear back in Alex's room. So, and Alec told Magnus that he was getting married to Lydia, and Magnus was obviously kind of upset, disappointed about that. But yeah, so he's Alec was just like family matters most to me, which is kind of weird since he's technically going against his family. But I mean, whatever. So that was basically the episode. Basically, the whole thing was the vampires and the werewolves, Luke and Raphael forming the alliance so they could save Milliorn, and because they were basically going to torture a downworlder, basically, and that would not have been good for like the Accords and everything. So that was basically the premise of the episode. I know I didn't do the best at explaining. I do apologize. There are probably better people on YouTube that can summarize the shows than me, but I do try. And I like reviewing the episodes. But so yeah, but that was basically the main point of the show. And like I said, I like this episode. It was definitely a step above like the first 7 episodes that we've gotten. Not quite as good as episode 8 in my opinion, but very, very, very close. Like episode, like how do I put this? Like episode 8 would be like up here, and then episode 9 would be like up here, just below episode 8, but it was still pretty good. I think that the actor who was playing Jace is getting better. Obviously, I've voiced my complaints about the actor that plays Jace, but I do feel like he is starting to get a bit better, a little bit more believable and natural in his role. Alberto as Simon as Alberto was awesome in this episode, but nothing surprising about that. I felt like in general all the actors did pretty well in this episode, so that's good. So overall, good episode. Slightly under episode 8, but still a very good episode in my opinion. And let me know what you guys think. What did you think of the episode? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Were you in between? How are you liking the show so far? Comment down below. Like this video if you want. Subscribe if you want to. If you want to see more reviews like this and everything. Don't have to, but just putting it out there. And yeah, so that's it for this video. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.